Chile, a developing country, but it has great policy. You talk about excitement. This story gets me excited. At the end of 2013, they had 11 megawatts of solar. By the end of 2014, more than 400 megawatts. By the end of last year, more than 800 megawatts. So look at what they have under construction this year and under contract to soon begin construction. Isn't that great? I love this. 13.3 gigawatts. And there are other countries and many regions in the world that are poised for this kind of breakout. We are seeing a real turning here. On a global basis, the world gets more energy from the sun each hour than the entire global economy uses for an entire year. If we increase the fraction of that we harvest and use productively, then we can solve that part of the...
Worldwide, 90% of all of the new electricity generation installed last year was renewables, almost all of it from solar and wind. Just 1 year before the Paris Agreement, solar and wind electricity was cheaper than fossil electricity in only 1% of the world. 5 years later, 2/3 of the world. 3 years from now, it will be the cheapest source in 100% of the world. Coal is not getting cheaper. Gas is not getting cheaper. Nuclear's been getting more expensive. Wind is cheaper than all three, and solar is continuing to plummet in cost and is the cheapest of all now because the cost of making the solar panels and the windmills continue. Now we're getting battery storage. I'll rescale this graph to show you the predicted emergence of a new $1 trillion industry in the next few decades, and green hydrogen on top of that. The car batteries are getting cheaper as demand continues to increase. And within less than 2 years, in some model categories, the EVs will be cheaper than their internal combustion engine counterparts, and within 4 years in all model categories. So, the oil and gas industry has been the worst investment in global markets for more than a decade, while the clean energy companies are really becoming more profitable. Now, more than half of all the greenhouse gas emissions and 2/3 of global GDP is coming from countries that have set net zero targets. So, here's the hope. Once we reach net zero, then with a lag time of as little as 3 to 5 years, the temperatures in the world will stop going up. This is the biggest emergent social movement in all of history. We can do this. And if anybody thinks that we don't have the political will, remember, political will is itself a renewable reality.